All right, I just got off the phone with a friend of mine, and at one point during this call, this friend said, and I quote, "I've got to go. I have a million things to do today." Now, being the observant person and vocal person I tend to be, I said, "A million things? That's a lot of things. You've really got a million things to do today?" And she said, well, no, I don't have a million things, obviously. And I asked her, "Then why did you say that?" Now, understand that this is a friend who often tends to feel overwhelmed with things. She gets stressed out and anxious quite easily. And my guess is it's because she says things a lot like, "I have a million things to do today." We use this inflated language a lot, probably more than you might realize you do. Inflated language is simply, in my mind, when you say something that is 10 times more than the reality of that thing really is. So for example, I might say I have a million things to do today, and the reality is, no, I don't. I have 4 things to do today. I have 4 things. There's a big difference between a million and 4. Not just in the sheer number, but in the feeling that gets evoked. See, when we use inflated language, what tends to happen is we create feelings in ourselves of stress, of worry, anxiety, overwhelm, simply by using the words we choose. When I remind myself I have 4 things to do today, let me write them down so I can check them off as I do them, the feelings that get brought up in that moment are, "Oh, okay, I can do that." Because of course, even if I did things every day of my life for the rest of my life, I don't know that I'd do a million things. But 4 things is doable. So here's my thought for the day for you. A tip, a tool, an idea. I'm going to highly encourage you and simply invite you to listen to yourself. Are you using inflated language? If you are, I guarantee you're creating more stress in your life than is actually there in reality. So here are 2 things you can start to do right now to catch yourself and then flip the switch and get to a better place when we're talking about the words you use. 1, when you start listening to yourself and what you're actually saying, the words really coming out of your mouth, you're going to start to catch yourself, just because we've talked about this for a couple of minutes. Catch yourself. When do you use inflated language? When you do catch yourself, don't get all mad at yourself and think, "Oh my goodness, I always do that. I can't do this." No judgment, just awareness. Catch yourself and correct it. What's in your head and what comes out of your mouth is often different than reality. "I have a million things to do today." Okay, no, actually, I don't have a million things to do. I have 4 things to do. But I'm realizing I've played those 4 things over and over and over and over and over in my head 5 times this morning. So now I feel like I have 20 things to do. No, I still have the same 4 things to do. So catch yourself and adjust in the moment. It'll start to create a habit where you start to be able to instantly go, "No, that's not right," before those feelings of stress and anxiety and overwhelm take hold. The second thing you can do is get stuff out of your head and onto a piece of paper. There is something so simple and magical and empowering about getting it out of your head, putting it on a piece of paper. Because in your head, that's where you can make 4 things a million things. And it seems real, it feels real. But when I put them down on a piece of paper, and I look at that piece of paper, it'll always be 4 things. There'll never be a million things on that piece of paper. So when it's in our heads, it's overwhelming. It doesn't feel manageable. It doesn't even feel doable, because how is a million things doable? Even when you rationally know you don't have a million things to do, your body is responding in a way as if it does. When you look at that piece of paper, not only is it manageable, it's doable. And that creates feelings of, let's get to it. Let me cross one thing off. Oh, I have an entire day, and I've only got these 4 things I need to make sure I get done. So listen to yourself, catch yourself using inflated language. In the moment, laugh about it, and flip it. Do you really have that to do? No, you don't. What do you really have? And then get that small list out of your head and onto a piece of paper that you can look at so that you can't over-exaggerate it again.